Hello my friends, and welcome to Toon'd. I'm Josh the Fox Mills, and I review cartoons. No matter how new, no matter how old, no matter the cost. Well, this is the end of Time Month, and of course, it's Anime Week. Today, I'm going to take a look at a caveman police officer traveling through time to correct inconsistencies and bust time criminals. Stay tuned for my review of Flint the Time Detective. What's the matter with the clothes you're wearing? Can't you tell that it's super cute? The way you're beating up all the bad guys wearing ribbons and a sailor suit. Japan has to offer unique animation. It's going to get reviewed by this fat Caucasian. Those tunes, new or old, even if it's trash or gold, it's still anime to me. Time-Space Detective Genshi-kun, or Flint the Time Detective over here, ran for 39 episodes from 1998 to 1999. The license exchanged hands a few times, and the rights for Flint is currently being held by Sanrio. You know, the company that brought us Hello Kitty. Speaking of Hello Kitty, feel free to check out that review after this show is over. You know, if you want. This show follows Flint Hammerhead, a caveman boy who was resurrected from a fossil and trained to be a time detective, although his competence is often in question. Much like the classic Inspector Gadget, the heavy thinking is done by Flint's friends rather than himself. Flint fits all the physical qualifications for the job, sure, and would fight to save time alongside his father Rocky, who is a sentient stone due to a malfunction in the resurrection process. Rocky Hammerhead lives up to his name by being able to turn into a large hammer for Flint to use in battle. Flint's mission as a time detective is to travel through time to find beings called time shifters and enlist their aid in order to protect the timeline. Standing in their way are Petrofina and her henchmen, Dino and Might. These were just servants of the Dark Lord, who wanted the time shifters to gain access to the land of time for his evil purposes. The time shifters started off as small and cute, much like Pokemon or Digimon. But also like Pokemon or Digimon, they could take on temporary stronger forms, depending on if Flint gave them good energy, or the Dark Lord gave them evil energy. Assisting Flint on his missions are the Goodman family, Sarah, Tony, and Dr. Bernard. Dr. Goodman was the one who revived Flint and his father. Also built Terry, a robotic pterodactyl, who assists Flint. She is equipped with a memory-erasing beam to prevent any damage to history from them being seen. Other time agents include Jillian Gray, the chief of the Time Police, who gives Flint missions. Dr. Goodman has kind of a crush on her, but it never works out. And Murloc Holmes, a time detective descended from vampires. He has a crush on Sarah Goodman, and of course is a playoff of Sherlock Holmes. He has vampire powers, such as putting people into trances and turning into a bat. Missions for the Time Police are provided by the Old Timer, a ruler of the land of time. He's basically Father Time. In 39 episodes, the show had too many time shifters to keep track of, or mention in this review. Of course, Flint had a final showdown with the Dark Lord at the end of the series. I have to say this about anime. I love how a lot of it actually comes to an end when it's time for the show to close. A lot of Western cartoons simply stop, often on cliffhangers. That leaves me in suspense forever. For better or worse, anime tends to have actual endings. Speaking of endings, it's time for my final thoughts.
What does the fox say?
Flint the Time Detective was a decent show. Not bad, but not exceptional. It was a fine distraction, and full of silly puns and socially acceptable action. If you like cute kids' action tunes, this might be worth a look. Next week begins Sports Month. In honor of Super Bowl weekend, I will be reviewing NFL Rush Zone. Until then, stay tuned.